It is a great pleasure to honour this evening and the first, I hope, of many visits of Mr. Annan to the School of Government by announcing a very special partnership that the Blavatnik School is entering into with the Africa Initiative for Governance. The Africa Initiative for Governance has as its goal to build good governance and transformative public leadership in Nigeria, in Ghana, and in other parts of West Africa. It is very much the vision of Mr. and Mrs. Aig-Imoukhuede from Nigeria, who I'm very honoured to have here with us this evening, and I'm going to call onto the stage in a moment. But we're delighted in the school because this partnership and the generosity and the vision of Mr. and Mrs. Aig-Imoukhuede will permit 5 scholars a year, 5 promising and brilliant people of integrity and determination to make a change, to come to the school, to be supported to come to the school and acquire the skills they need in order to go back and with full determination to make government better in West Africa. It will also bring a visiting fellow, a practitioner with serious experience to share, positive experience to share, to help governance in other parts of the continent and beyond, to come to the school, to hone the lessons and to share them with others. This is a wonderful partnership. The school exists to try to improve government. We can only do that in partnership with others. We can only do that when we stand together and work together to do it. And to find 2 people of such vision and generosity to make this possible is a very special thing. I'd like you to welcome to the stage to formally sign our gift agreement, Mr. and Mrs. Aig-Imoukhuede. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's just do a signing. Thank you. There we are. If you'd like to sign on here. That's right. That's all.
Okay.
Yes. And would you like to sign it as well?
Okay.
Yes, I think so. Lovely. And I have to sign it too. Great. And would you like to say a few words now?
Thank you, Professor Woods, Dr. Annan. More than the signing, I think the invitation today to me, my wife, Jaya Wilson, who's also on our board, to join in this conversation has been a fantastic experience. You continue to inspire young, I still consider myself young, and the not so young across the world, particularly in Africa. And I want to congratulate you, sir, for a wonderful, wonderful discussion. Now you may ask, as we tend to be asked, why are we doing this? When people, if you like, give, the motive for giving is as important as the act of giving. And there was a very powerful statement that was made by one of the students, which was that this school, we learn how to make governments work efficiently. Now, in the course of my career, which is nearly 30 years now in banking and finance, the greatest frustration I've had working with African governments to, if you like, push the development of some of Africa's 54 countries has been the fact that it's not that government doesn't work efficiently. Sometimes government doesn't work. And it's very painful. It's sometimes brought me to tears. On one occasion, working on a project. It got so bad that, you know, with the pressure and the stress, I had to be flown abroad. And you ask yourself, okay, why does a country produce 2 million barrels of crude oil, and yet imports all its refined product? Why does a country spend $20 billion on power, which should generate 20,000 megawatts and struggles to generate 3,000? And we could look at those as the issues, but I'm clear, having, you know, worked with this frustration for so long, that the issue is not power, the issue is not corruption, the issue is leadership. The root cause is leadership. And the only way we can address and, if you like, correct this imbalance that you have across Africa is to get people like you running African governments. It's a challenge because people like you have every reason not to come back and work for governments in Africa. And so we brainstormed, my wife, Jay, and other directors of the AIG, and we thought, could we find an institution in the world that would become a fertile ground, if you like, a finishing school for the African statesman? And we looked around, we visited a number of schools, we visited this school, I interacted, alongside my wife, with a number of you, just as I have listened to the questions and the dynamic in this room. And we were convinced that this school in Oxford University is the right school to partner with. And so, actually we started with more than 5 in mind, but I mean, sometimes with the economic challenges of devaluation and so on, we had to make adjustments. But we may scale up again, okay, but the minimum is 5. But the whole idea is that, I mean, let's identify great people, men and women with great potential, bring them here on the understanding and the agreement that they've got to come back. And they've got to come back and do great things. And I believe that today marks a milestone for Nigeria, for Ghana, for West Africa, in the process of growing those that will make our story, which has not been so good thus far, a story that we will all be proud of. And thank you, Professor Woods, for agreeing to partner with us. God bless.
So, Mr. Aig-Imoukhuede's leadership in the banking sector in Nigeria as chairman of the stock exchange in that country and as leader of a number of philanthropic initiatives gives real evidence of one of the strongest reasons Len Blavatnik had for donating to help build this school. And that was a very simple rationale. He said, what government needs in the 21st century are leaders who are every bit as bold, as entrepreneurial, as educated, as smart and innovative as the very best leaders in the private sector. You've led in the private sector, and I hope we see all those same qualities in the leaders that you're going to help bring through Oxford as part of their pathway to leadership. And I thank you on behalf of all of us for that.